things. And we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome into the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Nikki, I am your host. Actually, sorry, excuse me. I am one half of your host, Nick Teodoro, joining me, and virtual bartender. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having this evening?
Oh, I'm having my normal Tito's cran and orange juice. What are you drinking over there, virtual bartender?
Well,
and I need you
party's...
to tell us.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you.
No, it's fine. You just gotta tell people what we're talking about, but I'm sure they know it's SummerSlam related.
Yes. Well, it's the biggest party of the summer. We have our favorite SummerSlam matches of all time, and we've got our predictions for SummerSlam 2024. It's August 2nd, 2024, and this is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. Again, welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. And I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. And joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, are you ready for SummerSlam?
Yes, I am so excited for SummerSlam. I think it's an incredible card. We will obviously get into that later, but I'm excited. I'm always excited. I love that it's a Saturday pay-per-view. I'm pumped. What about you?
I am super pumped. Like we said, it's the biggest party of the summer. We got started a little bit early on our end, maybe. But we wanted to start off and kick it off with our favorite SummerSlam matches of all time. So, Nikki, normally it's ladies first, but I figured I would take this one because
I was hoping.
I just felt so passionately.
All things chronological.
True.
Your match happened first.
So when I think back to one of the greatest all-time, or my favorite all-time SummerSlam match, I think SummerSlam 2000 and the TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs match.
It was TLC 1. It's the first one.
TLC 1. Throw them up. TLC 1. I thought you were trying to correct me. I was like, 2001? The original, the OG SummerSlam TLC match. Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. Absolute insanity. To me, this match just took everything to a whole other level. We started to see a little bit more of the hardcore ECW influence in that Attitude Era, and everyone taking things to the extreme, right? With where people were jumping off ladders through table, or doing things a little bit more, more table spots, crazier stunts that we didn't see at WWE levels at that point in time. A lot of interesting things as we were watching through a lot of the matches. We were like, let's think about and look back to our favorite SummerSlam matches. And, we looked through a bunch of the older ones from the 90s that I looked through, that I remember, like Owen and Brett. And just this always stood out to me as so just unique. And these guys just taking a chance and taking it to a whole other level. We saw a lot of debuts of moves here, I think, as well. Like Bubba Dudley doing the Bubba Bomb off the ladder. I believe that was one of the first times, if not the first time, he ever did that move. So he did that move off the ladder. That was pretty neat. Jeff Hardy off the top of the ladder through a table, Swanton Bomb. That was the first time he ever did any spots like that. So to me, it was just so innovative and new, and we don't see it that often. And I was kind of surprised. Like I thought we'd see more main events and remember more main events that would come back to me. And a lot of the matches that I remember weren't the main events. So finding and finding my favorite match, it was this another example, a non main event. match. So, Nikki, what were your thoughts on this match in general? And
Well, again, it's the first one, how innovative it was. All the crazy spots, and again, it being so old, like some of the chair shots, I'm like, no, God. It was such of that day. And also, I think it put all three of these tag teams on the map. I think it put an emphasis on, like, their personality. And I remember, like, this was back when Mick Foley was commissioner, and he was like, ladders and tables and chairs, oh my. And that was that whole thing. And it was like the Dudleys had the tables, and then the Hardys were the high flyers, so they have the ladders. So we got to give Edge and Christian something. So then the concerto started happening. So they were the chairs. So, and I think it's kind of brought out a lot of their personality. Again, putting them all on the map again as the first one. And then it was, how big is TL? Well, I know it's kind of dwindling now in the Triple H era, but how big was TLC for so long? And it became such a, like, ending of a feud match. I mean, it was a pay-per-view for how long? The spots that I remember the most, when Jeff leapfrogged over the ladder. I forgot who he hit, but then he hit, like, the leg drop.
Oh,
did the leapfrog over the ladder and hit the leg drop.
Yes, the guillotine.
Like, yeah. So that was super fun.
That hurt my tailbone.
I know. I feel like I think it was Bubba. Again, correct me in the comments down below. I think it was Bubba. But, like, Jeff sold it harder than who he hit it on. He was just like, oh, but. And then the jangly spot. I know Devon did not want to do it. Fear of heights. But he did it, and he came down super quick. Like, and now, like, we just saw that, you know.
Yeah.
That's such a big spot now.
Yeah, it's normal, and that set up the later was at the WrestleMania match that set up the spear spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
like in TLC 2, again, debate 1 versus 2. I think rewatching it, it felt quicker than I remember, or I was like, oh, that was a quick match, but there were so many spots and so many things happening. And then I honestly said at the our Money in the Bank recap that I thought it was so fun that Drew threw the ladder at Jane. I was like, I don't remember that happening. And then it happened in this match. That's how they knocked him down. I was like, oh, this is an original move. Like, stupid me. But again, I think it was just so innovative and of its time. Again, like you said, ECW, we're going to be a little more hardcore, we're going to be a little more edgier. No pun intended, please.
Like the concerto. Like the concerto was something that wasn't done. Like that was such a unique thing, especially in WWE. Like the chair shots were done, but like nobody thought about doing the concerto. So that was kind of a unique, take on it. So and being able, like all these moves, like springboards, using the ladder for all the springboards. Like some of it was like, reminiscent and derivative of the original Shawn Michaels Razor stuff, like with Jeff and Matt were doing. But then, they brought it to a whole other level. And some of these spots were just insane. And just, going back to the 4-table spot that Bubba went through was absolutely, to me, just insanity.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he had to jump pretty far for that spot too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more of a spot or carnage junkie, and I just wanted to see the car crash TV, and then that was really what, probably got me. I don't know, but I don't know, Nikki. I want to hear from you then. What is your favorite SummerSlam match?
As I usually do in all these questions you send my way, I always go with my initial gut reaction, my first answer. Just like when we did whatever, and we were doing the draft, or like a dream draft, that I wanted Roddy Strong. That was the first thing that popped into my head. So I went with it. For this one, we're gonna just turn a little bit and go to 2002, and the return of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, versus Triple H in the non-sanctioned match. Can he? What about his back? Oh my God, Triple H is the worst thing since sliced bread. Like, it was all like, you live in my shadow, and it's like, I picked up the ball and carried it, and do. And it was just hard hitting. Because again, like, they've done interviews obviously since, and I believe it was one of them. And I think it was in Triple H's documentary that it's like them wrestling each other, like you hit your friend a little harder. And this was stiff. And just like the things that, again, this is like just rewatching that match and how, like, of course, it's Jim and Jerry on the call, and it was just like, oh, can he do this? And he hasn't. This is his first match back, unsanctioned, doing all this, and he does the flipping kip up, and you're like, that was amazing.
I just didn't. So I don't know. Maybe it was the nostalgia in me. I wanted to see him first. I wanted to see him come back in his attire, in his tights, not jeans. But I guess street fight, unsanctioned match. Maybe that's why I can understand that. That was kind of one of the things. But to your point, yeah, like everything was geared off like the back. It's like, oh my god, his back. Like don't hit him there. Like I'm worried. Same kind of thing like with now like Kenny Omega, like when he first came for AEW recently. Like, oh my god, diverticulitis. Yeah, and like it was just like, but every move was targeted back, and like when he did that first kip up was just absolute.
Yeah, and then like just Triple H just brought it to him. Like we were saying that the side slam through the chair broke, and then he's doing the abdominal stretches, and just really like again he's the cerebral assassin, just like. I know your back is messed up. I'm going to target that. And then what do you say? He's like, I'm going to break you. Like, you're not going to walk. You're going to be, I think he said crippled, which, hello, 2000s. But I don't know. I don't think, is this the greatest match? Is my favorite? I don't know. But it's so stuck in my brain for this match and how brutal it was and the blood everywhere. They're both bleeding like, I don't know what.
Stuff in. Well, like everything was like targeted. Well, yeah, he gets a DDT on the chair, and he gets busted open, and like they both go like crazy blood, and like I don't know, just everything, even like the old school, like the backbreaker on the chair. We were cringing, even like rewatching it the other night. We were like, oh my god,
the chair just went down. Like, there was no, I don't know, and I just think when he did the splash off the top rope through the table, and he was just like I'm crazy, and he's like, why am I doing this? And it's just like. The splash was incredible. And then, of course, when he does the elbow off the ladder. And then I know he doesn't hit it, but when he's gearing up, tuning up the band for him to do the sweet chin music and how that crowd goes insane. Like, you feel the energy, you feel the buzz, and you're like, oh my god, he's going to hit it. And then Triple H grabs his foot and goes to do the DDT, Jesus, the pedigree. And then he just does the roll up. And then obviously the feud continues. But it was so crazy that everyone's like, is he going to wrestle again? This is going to be his last match. This is his first match. And then he goes on this incredible run. Debatable, was it better than his first 90s run? Well, that's neither here nor there. But it's just like, I don't know. This just sticks out in my head. Again, two of my favorites of all time.
I agree with you. I had this top two as well. I just couldn't. I couldn't get past like the only thing I didn't. It was the roll up. I wanted to see him like after so many years of him being out. Like you wanted to see him hit that sweet chin music once, especially on Triple H after all Triple H did to him in the build up, like throwing his head through the glass, like attacking him and everything else, like hitting him with a pedigree, like and they're like he needed to get his come up, he needed to get super kicked, but then I guess
it led to how many other matches?
Yeah, I guess they wanted to prolong the feud.
Prolong the feud. Also, I took it more as he's supposed to be the cerebral assassin, like he's targeting all the body parts. But I'm a little smarter than you because I just rolled you up. Like you're trying to hit your finisher, and I was like, whoop, whoop, and you couldn't do anything about it. So it's kind of being one step ahead. Like you think I'm just gonna take this move, and then I roll you.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, true, but. Like those types, it was a non-sanctioned match. I don't want to see it end in a roll up. I wanted to see it end in what.
But again, of that era when there's nothing clean about any of the endings. Like everything's a roll up or a run in or a chair shot to the face. Like back then, nothing was clean. So, but then he got the comeuppance afterwards because, Triple H took him out. Oh, Jesus.
I know, sorry. I changed up a little bit of the layouts here.
Thank you. Oh, God. I lost my train of thought. My face is way too big in my face. And then he came, because he tried to hit him with the sledgehammer before in the middle of the match, and Earl Hebner was like, nah. And then of course he hits him in the back afterwards, and like Shawn's selling like crazy because he sells like crazy. And then also like I joked to you last week, I was like, should we talk about worse matches? And then of course HBK Hogan comes up and how crazy he sold. Like it's such a fine line because he's like he's such a
it was
seller,
such an oversell.
such a seller. But when him and Triple H, like it works, and then you can see how he can just step over that line just a little bit, and then bump Zayn because for that, you know how I feel about Hulk Hogan.
I know. But it was fun. It was hysterical watching him actually do that bump for Hulk Hogan, even though that wasn't natural. But yeah, going off the chains there. But I thought that was an interesting. It should have been bigger.
But again, maybe it just for me is like again favorite greatest. I don't know, but like immediately we were like, oh, let's talk about SummerSlam matches. I was like, Shawn HBK, Shawn coming back looking incredible in sexy jeans and cowboy boots. I'm here for it.
Well, we want to hear from all you. What is your favorite all-time SummerSlam match? Let us know in the comments below. We want to hear from all you. Maybe we missed a couple. I mean, we missed a lot. We just gotta
ton. I'm sure like Angle's got a million things like
newer
stuff today.
Obviously Bret Hart. We aren't. Well, you aren't. I'm a fan of Bret.
Again, I was a Shawn Michaels girl. When it's Shawn versus Bret, I was Team Shawn. I can give a about. But I liked Owen, so I don't know. Just Bret Hart bothered me.
You're not a huge Bret Hart fan, but he's very textbook.
Oh yeah, well, him and Mr. Perfect had an incredible match.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's been is this 37, 38 SummerSlam?
I have to. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, someone.
Lisa, love you. Can't wait to see y'all.
Lisa, gotta remember all the matches from all the SummerSlams. Yeah.
I know it's a lot. Again, I tell Nick like we do homework. Like literally when we go to bed, like I've been rewatching SummerSlams. Oh, and Nick made me put on in your brain for some reason. Nick was hell bent on watching Rick Rude versus the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
In a steel cage, and I was like, "Why?"
Yes.
Again, I like
it is amazing.
And he was wearing like the Ryback thing with like the shorts, not like in the.
They were great.
Or you fall asleep to it and you wake up and it's like the right to censor music. It's like I'm like, oh.
That is the worst when the right to censor.
Oh my god, it scared the crap out of me one night.
It is pretty.
And I was worried that it woke you up, but you didn't. So
no, I sleep fairly good. But we digress. So now let's get into it. That's why we're here. SummerSlam 2024. So if you're not versed on the matches yet, let's catch you up. Welcome back in. So we're going to catch you up on all the matches, but Nikki made a perfect segue talking about someone who is away from the ring for a while. And as we talk about someone who's missed the ring, we open with the return to the ring of a singles match of CM Punk. So we start with what we collectively perceive to be the opening match. CM Punk challenging Drew McIntyre, or vice versa, in probably arguably the summer's biggest grudge match. It's the biggest non-title match that's on the card. Nikki, ladies first, as always, your thoughts on this?
CM Punk, I'm sorry. I said this last week. I will keep saying it. He's not going to lose his first televised singles match in WWE in 10 years. Sorry, that's not happening. This is going to, again, Bad Blood's my birthday. I'm booking that bitch strong. It's going to be a cage match where it's Hell in a Cell to blow it off. Drew will win that. I think he has to win.
So I have a lot of questions about this whole feud. So first off, and I know you hate this, but I'm going to ask it. Who is the heel in this feud? Because they're both justified in their actions, right? Like, because McIntyre was taunting him the whole time he was out. He technically, I guess, injured him, right, in the Rumble. So he was the reason for his arm injury. But then for McIntyre, Punk comes back and screws him twice out of the World Heavyweight title. So Punk gets cheered everywhere he's going, but who is, like, because I feel like McIntyre's justified in everything that happened to him because he got screwed over, but, like, who's the heel in this feud?
I'm trying to think back, because the video just showed, on all the photos you have up, is the baby on the left and the heel on the right? Like, where's Cody Solo? Is he on the left?
I think.
So I'm saying Punk's the baby face. Drew's been more... He's more heel persona, and Punk's just like, the cool kid, you know? So, again, I think if you're... it's not my favorite, but if you really want a babyface heel, I think you have...
Whoops.
Oh, no, see, that's opposite. You have Liv Morgan on the left and him on the right. So maybe my thing is wrong, but I think...
but I also have Cody. Cody's on the left.
Yeah.
Liv's on the left. And Punk. So I think it just varies by the...
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd be cheeky and do whatever,
But again, like, they're both justified in their actions, right? Like Punk was injured from McIntyre. McIntyre taunted him the whole time he was out, saying he prayed for him to get hurt.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I consider McIntyre pretty justified, and he's really shined in this feud. I feel like he's outshined Punk in some ways.
I think he's more a heel because, again, he said he prayed to God that he would get injured, which is messed up. Then he stole the bracelet that says Punk AJ Larry, and then said, like, oh, I'm gonna I have to look to family, and he has, like, the bracelet, and you're just like, no, AJ and Larry are not yours.
Lisa's got a comment on this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a babyface heel thing going on here. It's just two people fighting, but according to the crowd, I think Drew's the heel, but I'm cheering both of them on. I know. Well, Lisa, we know that Drew's your little celebrity crush, so I don't know. I think we know who you're cheering for in this feud. But you're hoping we think.
So again, that stole the bracelet. Also, we briefly try to watch they have with the kickoff, like, press conference thing that they do now. We briefly saw Punk Seth, and then apparently Punk sat down with Michael Cole, and there's gonna be a whole interview that they're showing at the 3-hour kickoff show tomorrow. Jesus, I'll be having on when I'm making food for us kids. But I don't know. It seems they're portraying Punk as the face. But I agree with Lisa. Like, again, it's the tweensies. I like the tweensies.
So here's
gray. Life is gray, not black and white.
And here's the other question that I have: could AJ Lee get involved in this match?
No, he did an interview that he was like he would love for her to come back, but he wouldn't, like, pressure her, push her. He was like, that's her decision. And she's like, she has so many other things going on. Like, she started a production company, and she's, like, writing TV scripts and movie treatments. So, would I love to see her back? Put her in NXT and have her beat the shit out of Roxanne Perez. I would love that.
You hate Roxanne Perez.
I don't like her. I'm sorry.
She has taken over.
Oh my God. See, I say when I don't like a male wrestler, you're like, okay. And when I say I don't like a female, you're like, oh, I'm allowed to not like things. I can be pro women's wrestling, but not like a certain person. Jesus, Mary.
Well, if you like Roxanne Perez, hit the like button. If you don't, like button as well. So, which brings me, so all those factors, and I want to bring up one other point. The first match back in 10 years or plus for Punk was the Royal Rumble, and we both thought that Punk was going to end up winning the Royal Rumble. Well, I thought.
I picked Gunther.
Oh, all right, you picked Gunther, but like we both thought Punk would be right. If it wasn't Gunther, it'd be probably Punk. So we thought Punk was one of the top, the final two, and was going to win it. Didn't win it. So that being said, I think he's going to lose. I am picking Drew McIntyre.
I love we're disagreeing on something. But still, look in my eyes. I'm the captain now.
So, what do you all think? Who are you picking in this match? Who do you have? Who wins?
Tell me if he's wrong, and I'm the winner.
Let us know in the comments below. Who do you have? Drew McIntyre or CM Punk?
I'm actually wearing my CM Punk shirt. Oh my God, that's in the way.
And we also didn't even talk about Seth, like much about Seth
Oh
Rollins.
my
and
God,
refereeing.
I cannot wait for his outfit. Please give me Shawn Michaels.
Steven's chiming in the obvious triple threat match.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why I can't wait. Oh my God, that should be main event on my birthday.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
who does? That's the. So going back, and thank you, Steven, for keeping us online. Who does Rollins dislike more? And I think he lost the world title at at WrestleMania to McIntyre, but I feel like me personally, I feel like he dislikes Punk way more. He has a respect for McIntyre being in the ring with him already that I think leads to Rollins liking McIntyre a little bit more.
I just want him to wear short shorts. I don't care who he beats up. Or...
You want the Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart.
Last week, all you looked at Liv's butt for like 20 minutes. I want pictures of him in booty shorts so Lisa and I can oogle tomorrow. Support all butts in little shorts.
Unbelievable. This lady. But again, let us know in the comments who you got, Punk or McIntyre. Nikki and I disagree, as we do often on professional wrestling.
Life. I love you.
So, we move along. Match 2. So, I think what we figured is we would alternate Raw and SmackDown. So, figuring that Raw would open up, we go to a mid-card title where the United States champion, Logan Paul, defends against Knight.
Yeah. Last time he did LA Knight like the DMD, and it made me angry. That's not how he points. Like this. And then DMD like that. But also that also throws off my other thing because LA's on the right side. But I'm going LA Knight. I've been saying he needs to take this belt off Logan for how long now?
Yeah, you've been saying forever.
I've been saying for forever. LA Knight needs again, either IC or this belt. Obviously, this is the belt. I think you need to put a belt on him. He's so over. Merch. Logan Paul, I think this is this could be his third defense.
For Paul?
For the belt.
Yeah, he hasn't been a part of it.
This for stuff, and he's like over 200 and something days with the belt.
So my question is like, how badly does LA Knight need this victory? First off,
1,000%. I think this will hurt him if he does not win. I honestly think.
Yeah, I could see him losing a lot of momentum after this. I can agree with you on that. But and Logan Paul's been dodging defeat the last couple of times, like with the Orton Owens feud. So they've kind of booked him relatively strong.
That wasn't even for the belt. He has not defended this belt.
But I'm saying he's been booked strong, whether he defends the belt or not. Even he lost against Cody, but he showed strong in that match. So I don't know. And then again, like tying to your point, is it time for a full-time U.S. champion?
I'm tired of these I'm tired of part-time. I think your little Logan experiment's over. I think, again, I don't like him as a person. But I can't deny that he's been incredible in the ring. He has incredible matches and he does incredible things. I will give him that 100%. I think this match will be fun. But it's time to go away. Like, it's been fun. Bye-bye.
So I know he's got so much, and we talk about this all the time. LA Knight's got so much heat as a heel that I just,
Logan Paul?
sorry, sorry. Reverse it, yes. I was looking at LA Knight's picture.
And then he's also a good looking man.
Into his dreamy eyes.
He's so dreamy.
But like he's Logan Paul's such a mega heel that I just feel like, I don't know, maybe continuing with him on this path. And I know you think LA Knight could lose a ton of momentum, but what if builds him towards ultimately getting to the main event status? Because I talked about this, whatever it was, 3, 4, 5 months ago, like when we first started the show, he should have been in the main event scene, and I feel like this is even diminishing him. Yeah, you could put the U.S. belt on him and he could look good with it, but I feel like it diminishes to some extent a little bit of what he can be as a main event talent. I know everyone, you were talking about like Triple H believes in the steps and whatever it may be.
Like, no, I agree with you. I would love to see him in the main event scene. I would love to see him and Priest. To be honest, if you put him on one brand. I don't know. He needs something. He literally needs something. Because if he doesn't win this, I don't know what you do with him anymore. I really don't.
No, I think he's going to compete for the World Heavyweight title on Raw, but you have to figure out a way to get.
Next draft?
We could do a trade or like some deal.
I don't know, but we'll have to get to that later.
But that being said,
so you are going Logan.
I am going to pick Logan Paul with this one. I just think he's such a mega heel, and they're just going to keep it going. That LA Knight is the type of guy that he should be in the main event scene, and to me, that's where he should be.
I know. But you throw me off all the time. I don't think that's okay.
Say P on it. Let's see.
I don't know what it is.
It says D. Oh, wait.
Well, I don't know what.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't look too deep into it.
No.
But before we go off the rail, let's get Lisa's comment. Lisa was talking about Seth Rollins.
Yes, girl, get it.
Oh God. Lisa corrected. She said LA Knight. Yeah, she's got LA Knight.
I don't know. Again, I think it's gonna be a fun match. I just hope they're in Cleveland. They're in Ohio. Logan's from Ohio. Are you being that old Vince McMahon that you don't win in your hometown, home state, home whatever? Or is he in his hometown that all his little cronies and butt buddies are gonna come out with their little brass knucks?
Yeah, like what's the next YouTuber or whatever that he's friends with that could join up?
Well, I'm trying to think. They were talking about it. Wasn't he? Yes. Last Friday, he was like, he's gonna call Mr. Cleveland, and then they were thinking that Machine Gun Kelly's gonna show up. If LA Knight wins because Machine Gun Kelly gets involved, I'm gonna vomit everywhere. I feel like that's gonna.
I can't do that. I mean, I don't know. Well, I could see not Machine Gun. Maybe no. Machine Gun Kelly's kind of like a fan favorite. I think it's gonna be some.
John Cena an underdog, like girl, and then also he got power bombed by KO through a table, or from the ramp into a table.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's gonna be some heelish YouTuber, but again, we differ. First two looks like you and I. Either I will reclaim and retain my championship, or we will crown a new champion. We shall see.
Okay, we shall see.
So we move along back to Raw, where World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest defends against King of the Ring, King Gamao,
Oh.
Nikki.
Oh, so my heart says Gunther. I've been also touting this for a very long time. He's taking the belt off. But if you listen to everybody else, is saying that Priest is going to retain, that something fishy is going to happen. And I was like, oh no. But again, I think we haven't. Well, he did fight on this past Raw. But we haven't seen him wrestle in forever. He just got off that incredible IC reign. Again, he had this incredible reign. And now Triple H is like, "You're going up, kid." I've liked Priest's reign. I wouldn't be necessarily mad if he does retain, but again, I think it hurts Gunther. I think, again, winning the King of the Ring means something when you actually have a title shot now, and then he needs to capitalize on being the number one contender. Give that man a belt. But I'm also worried because the next pay-per-view is in Berlin. I was like, do they hold off and put the belt on him in Berlin, or did he walk into Berlin with the belt? I keep talking. I can keep.
It's a big moment either way. Like,
this is one of the hardest ones for me to pick. But I'm going with Gunther. But I can see it going either way.
So before I offer my opinion, which I will say, I do agree with you. This is one of the few picks that we agree on. So, spoiler alert, I do pick.
Now Gunther's gonna lose because we agree.
Well, my question is like, could this be the match where Finn Balor turns on Damian Priest? And because we predict what we think the match card might be, and depending on like how the show flow goes, like some turns and big moments, key moments, like we'll get to it later, but like potentially like a Tiffany Stratton cash in could be at different moments.
Spoilers.
But like of the show, so like. To me, like, depending on where it is, if we're booking a title change here, could Gunther somehow, get it because Finn Balor is now turning on Priest because that whole you don't need me now type deal, or to your point, could it be? Do they stick the title and keep the belt on Priest and maybe move forward with a storyline with Balor and Priest around the belt, and maybe Gunther hangs in here too, like just kind of hovers around. I'm not sure. I think it's interesting that this could be an opportunity for Finn Balor to make that turn that we've been teasing for the last couple of weeks.
I'm just worried again, sort of look with LA Knight. Like if Gunther doesn't win, then are we gonna run it back in Berlin and then he wins? I don't. Do we really, again, if you're keeping it on Priest, what's another month? I don't know. This is the hardest one for me, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Gunther, like, because of the momentum that Gunther has, that's why you have to put the belt on Gunther here. And that's ultimately why I picked it. I think his whole gimmick is that he's so great in the ring, and you have to have the best wrestler in the world, and this is become, because of Rollins, a workhorse belt.
Mm-hmm.
So I think ultimately making it that prestige, bringing it back with Gunther, works out. So there's a situation where Nikki and I rarely do, but we agree.
And we agree, and again, they can put it on him. But if they don't, I don't know. If they put it on Priest, like I wouldn't. I don't know. I think this is the one to watch. I really do.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good match. I'm really excited on where this could go, and just this. I think it's going to be very underrated because Gunther is they're two really big guys and they're very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be really interesting to see what they put on. And Priest put on some great matches in the last couple of months that have just been underrated.
Mm-hmm. So. I mean, his last two was Jay and Seth, and they're more high fly, smaller guys. So I'm interested to see Priest in another big one. But I think that's why they had him beat what's his face the other week. Bronson Reed.
Well, we want to hear from all you. Who you got, Priest or Gunther? Does Priest retain, or do we have a new World Heavyweight Champion? Well, Nikki, we move along to SmackDown with the WWE Women's Title.
Oh, my kids. You know my feelings about feelings. And I love Bayley. Again, named Arquette after her. I think I predicted her to win the Royal Rumble. She did incredible. I think her and Io had an incredible match at Mania, and then nothing. Her reign has been nothing, to be honest. You know my feelings, but I think Nia is going to take the belts off her. Sort of my same reasoning with Gunther. She make winning the Queen of the Ring matter. Make it be a thing every year. You get your title shot. You do a thing. I think Nia is taking it. Personally, I would love for Tiffany to come in and cash in, but I think it'll be like the will she, won't she, and she'll debut her new little briefcase, unless she does it tonight on SmackDown. But I think Nia's taking this one.
So a couple things. So first off, Nia's been doing the best work of her career.
Agreed.
In the last 6 months. She's been this Queen of the Ring deal. Even prior to that, she's been putting the work, having good matches. Her promos have been good. She's been kind of clever, cheeky, and funny at times. And what she's doing, even with Tiffany Stratton now, is elevating Tiffany Stratton with a storyline, and I like that about her. And I still was kind of hoping, that she'd get involved in the Bloodline storyline at some point in time. But regardless, I digress. She's been putting in phenomenal work on that part of things. Bayley, to your point, and to the counterpoint of that, is Bayley could use a big win. She hasn't had anything in this reign that, to me, signifies anything. Right, to your point, you don't remember anything since WrestleMania, and I mean, there's other people that are like that too, but you can still keep her elevated. So I still think she can reclaim momentum because she's just a great worker and one of the top female wrestlers, and definitely in WWE in the world, though. I think top 10 in the world, but definitely top 4 in WWE. So my question to this match is, at some point, does Tiffany Stratton cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase?
I originally thought Nia wins, have Tiffany come out, cash in, done and done. But since Bayley smashed her briefcase, and we were talking about before it, she's gonna win, she's gonna have a custom briefcase. You're not gonna give her a custom briefcase and have her cash in immediately.
True, especially considering the merch.
Exactly. You want to sell all her pink little purse, whatever, because people are gonna buy it.
Although, to be fair, even the thing that she's doing now with wrapping up the Money in the Bank in with the pink and the green, they could probably sell that. Yeah. They may not even, and it's just it's the same thing. It's the hardcore title. It's such beat up, and they sell replicas of it, and it's to me it's comical to some extent. But honestly, a couple of things. I like the idea of Tiffany. Yeah, to your point, still chasing with the Money in the Bank briefcase, because it keeps her in the limelight, kind of like Seth Rollins was for so long with the Authority, right? She can still put on great matches in the background, build herself up to when she has the belt, being that elite champion that can carry a show. So I don't think Tiffany Stratton does cash it in. I think they're going to tease it and maybe plant the seeds of the Nia, because they've already planted the seeds of the Nia.
So are they frenemies? Are they besties? Will she, won't she? And I think you can get a little more mileage out of them being these frenemies. Oh, you don't need to cash in, and we're friends. You want to do that to a friend? And I think eventually she'll cash in on Nia. I just don't think it'll be a bad blood on my birthday. Everything's happening at bad blood.
Spoiler alert. Everything is happening at bad blood.
It's going to be a 9-hour card. All my wrestlers are wrestling, and all my favorite people will win.
Lisa's sorry, Lisa. Sorry, I didn't talk about Lisa in the comments. Nikki is booking a Tony Khan on
a 9-hour production. Kids, get ready. I'm making trifle, and we're drinking, and we're watching Bad Blood.
But so all that being said, I like the teases. I still feel there's a story to be told with Nia and Tiffany Stratton, so I don't think Tiffany cashes in. That being said, my pick for this differs with you. I believe that Bayley. Oh, whoops, wrong picture. Bayley will be our winner.
I know, and I feel bad because I predicted her doing the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, all right, get the belt over.
Yeah. Our cat
Our girl
will cuddle up next to me tonight.
Good. I'm tired of her waking up and she's laying on me. You can take her for one.
But what do you all think? Who do you have here, Bayley or Nia? Does the Queen claim the title and then have the Money in the Bank winner by her side? Or does Bayley overcome the odds after the last several months of different challengers of all different shapes and sizes? We shall see. If Bayley wins.
I'm assuming, Steven, you're talking about the Nia thing that he plays for me.
Oh, I know. I can't use. No. Well.
I'm predicting her twice, kid. She's not my favorite. So I think that's where they're going.
Nikki, we're putting it out there. The new hashtag is now hashtag Nikki loves Nia.
No. Nikki.
Yes, Queen.
She loves her.
I just know how to book her, man.
So we differ. What do you all have going on for this match? Who do you want to win? Who do you think's going to win? The Hugger, or I don't have a good nickname. The Annihilator. I guess the Annihilator.
Bonsai drop. No. Steven!
If you win, you have to add. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. That drop will.
Again, I'm not a fan of it, but I just think that's what they're gonna do.
Too funny. Too funny.
I said, this is my like I said with my heart before, my brain is telling me they're putting the belt on Nia, and if I'm wrong, I fucking love it. So either I'm right or I'm happy. Pick one.
Help us all. Help us all. Anyway, we go back to Monday Night Raw in the mid-card with Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental title against Bron Breakker for the second consecutive PLE. Nikki, your predictions and thoughts.
Again, I'm going Bron Breakker. The rumor was they didn't put the belt on him at Money in the Bank because they wanted to be a bigger pay-per-view, which I also said. I think the tease the other week that he's back with Jay and all the tease he's going on with the Bloodline, I think he's going to realign himself with Jay, Bloodline stuff, give it to Braun, let Braun run.
So I guess the question is, right, does Bron Breakker win his first main roster title?
Your NXT development, your thoroughbred, whatever you want to call it, they gave him that belt and ran with it. He, again, one of the, I don't want to say rare, but I think it's kind of rare giving him the belt twice, which I don't necessarily love him dropping it to Dolph in the first place. But I think this is time. Put it on a young kid. I love Sami Zayn. And we talk about when he did the walk to Mania, and we're like, he's winning. Sami doesn't need the belt. Sami does not need this belt. I think giving it on someone young and hungry and have him do with him and Ilya, I would love to see him in Chad. We need to go a little younger now. I think you can take Sami, who's incredible, and put him in this other storyline, which makes sense for him to be at. Let's have this young kid who's incredible or run with the IC. Because again, that's the original workhorse. Put it on Braun, have a match every week, and just plow through people.
You want him to be like Goldberg it?
No, I don't like Goldberg.
You don't like Goldberg with the streak. You want him to have a streak, right?
I do, but and I want him to lose it at Mania to Ilya.
So, I guess Sami's been an underdog for so long. I feel like if the time it fails him,
I'm so over that.
And Braun's just too much work because Braun's been putting him down every week. I think for the sake that, like, yeah, in building up a star, but to the point that I made earlier with LA Knight, like, could I'm just throwing this out there, could he lose en route to making his way towards the main event scene? I don't know. I'm like, because again, like the IC belt is something that you could always come back to. Like Daniel, like people after world titles have come back to, like Daniel Bryan, like over the years, like Randy Orton, who won world titles and like later in the career. I could see you don't necessarily need to have that as a step. So I'm just saying,
he's too much of a baby. He's too much of a baby.
But this is.
I don't. No, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying you can build up a mega star and give him the opportunity to be a main event level talent and put him in like.
There's too much going on right now. Let him play in the mid card scene for a little bit. Get through the story. Like, he's not gonna go fight Priest. He's not gonna fight Gunther. Like we're not. I think eventually I would love for him to be the one to take the belt off Gunther because he took the NXT belt off him. Like.
Yeah, like why can't
have a path? Like you can't just stick people. You can't just be like Brock Lesnar and come back and like I'm the main event. Like build people. He's so young and
that
so talented. No, it's not.
And
of course going to the main. Oh God.
Like
this is why you're not a booker.
I would book awesomely. I don't know if you. I think put it out to the crowd out there. Would I be an awesome booker?
No.
Click the like button. If not, click the like button. Steven says Bron has a 141 and 2/3% chance of winning. He does.
He does. I just feel like I think it has to be amazing for again. I know LA Knight's on the older side, but putting your two mid-carders on hot young talent that are new. Like, you know, LA Knight doesn't necessarily put the same as Braun Breaker, but having them put the belt on, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought, but I just think it makes, to me, in my brain, it makes sense. Sami's gonna go off and do storyline things. Give the young, hungry guy that's your future, put the IC belt on him and let him run for a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be, again, I want him to lose to Ilya at Mania. I don't think it's gonna be, again, I don't want to see another Gunther eclipse for the IC belt. I also don't want it hot potatoed either, but give him something.
Well,
there's so many mid-card baby faces that you can feed me more to.
No, that's fair. All that being said, I just did that to get you a little bit worked up. I actually agree with you, and I actually think that Bron Breakker is going to actually win.
Well, this is also the thing. I gave him all my picks so he can do this cute little pictures for you guys. He didn't tell me his. Also, you're like, oh, we picked this match card. I'm like, we did not. Like, you are just throwing things at me right now.
This is part of it. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta throw it out there, you know, like some of the talent just doesn't know. We need that full reaction. That and trust me, more is coming. More surprises. I've got Tony Khan. Hold on, let me just take a sec. I have Tony Khan. Hold on. I have Tony Khan like surprises coming. Not really. Not Tony Khan like, but for this.
No, you would make an announcement about what you're doing next week if you're Tony
so
Khan.
Excited about what's going to happen later on the show tonight. Also, very excited about Bron Breakker winning.
Bron's winning, kids. I think it's time. It's time.
But sometimes it's just fun to watch the world burn.
Not this match. I think there can be a couple other matches. I think Braun Sami is one of the safest. Again, I could be wrong. I could be here on Sunday telling you that I'm wrong. But I think this is probably the safest match to call.
Ed, welcome in, Ed. Braun's gonna pack and smoke him.
Girl.
Interesting. I really like Braun. He excites me as a talent. I think he's gonna be the next big thing.
Oh, Lord.
I said it. So we move on to our top two matches, but
penultimate is what they call it.
Oh, that's a good word. I like that word. Can't get that out. That's a lot.
Penultimate? Me and my speech impediment can get that out.
But you know, on this show, we love us some Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
Oh, girl.
So we save the best for last. Well, second last. For almost last.
Honestly, I hope it's open.
I think it might too, but I'm very.
I know I wasn't asked on my card order.
See, she saves. See, I save things for the show, and she saves her complaints for the show too. This is how this all works out.
Thing.
But let's catch you up in the last week or so, which this match is not only for the Women's World Heavyweight title, which is really the prized possession, right? But it seems like this is for the heart of Dom Mysterio.
Dom.
But let's catch you up on the love story.
I do have to admit that at first I really didn't see what you saw in him. I was kind of confused. I just wanted to hurt you. But then I got to spend time with him and I got to look into his eyes. I got to kiss him. And it all just became very, 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 very real to me. More real than what you guys have had.
Those three little words.
Please.
I hate you, Liv. Are you stupid? Are you deaf? ¿No entiendes lo que te estoy diciendo, cabrona?
Jilted lover. A jilted lover with only the World Heavyweight title to stare at now.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Nikki.
I think I love and adore Rhea Ripley. Liv's winning. Again, I want the rematch at Bad Blood in the Hell in a Cell for my birthday. But
So you booked a Hell in a Cell, a steel cage. What else?
I
Ladder matches?
I want every match in the Hell in a Cell. Again, it's my birthday, kids. I want a 9-hour show. But the digress thing. I think there's gonna be shenanigans. I don't know if it's Dom turning. I don't know if it's Finn turning. I don't know if it's JD turning or all of JD turning. I just again, I want Rhea's gonna get that belt back, and I don't know if it's a Mania thing or a Bad Blood thing. I don't think you take the belt off Liv right now, especially her. We didn't add it for this past thing, but like her crying, her mascara flowing, and her burning stuff. Like, girls, like, have we not all burned stuff of ex-boyfriends? But I think she's like this scary, like, single white female. Like, I'm gonna get back at you, like something.
Femme Fatale? Is that movie?
Oh, no, that's a good term now.
Oh no, it's a movie. It's a movie.
La Femme Nikita.
No, Femme Fatale or the show. Steven, I know you know Statman Steve.
I'm a stat man.
Statman Steve, get it done. Figure it out.
I don't know. Rhea will get the belt back. I just don't think it will be at SummerSlam. I think something's gonna happen, and this is gonna not that she's not a face already. Again, and I'm like the heel face, blues, but this is gonna make her mega face.
I could see, both sides. So first off, my question is like, will the Judgment Day, aside from Dom, because remember, JD and Finn won the tag titles because of Liv.
Mm-hmm.
So not Dom, but could J and your boy Finn, JD and Finn get involved? That's a question I have with this whole storyline and where it could go in this match. I think there's so many twists and turns, and that's the first thing is do any of them get involved, because they've benefited from this whole relationship more than anybody.
I think it's in my brain. I don't know. I think it's gonna be
Sorry, go ahead.
Finn, JD, Liv, and it's going to be Priest, Rhea, Carlito, and then Dom's your wild card. It's kind of like 3-on-3 on both sides. Like, because again, like last week, like Carlito was so team Rhea, and I know she was like, "Why is he still here?" But like he, like the way he picked at Dom of how he was doing things with Liv, and you know when she was like, "Where were you?" and then Carlito was immediately like, "Well, ask Liv." Like he's also kind of like Priest pointing out like all the things that like Dom wasn't doing correctly. So I think it's gonna be those three, and then Dom is where you decide. And if you're doing China Eddie 2.0, he's gonna turn. And it's gonna make the other three super fucking mega babyface.
So does Dom Mysterio turn on Rhea Ripley? Because to me, that's the thing that's so crazy about this. Not crazy. It's just Dom's, and we showed it in the video, right? Saying "I hate you, Liv," and this whole jilted lover thing. It happened Monday Night Raw, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that breakup moment, or him pledging his allegiance or his love to Rhea, is a pay-per-view worthy moment, which leads me to believe there's going to be some sort of turn. And that's what I'm curious about. Is I just think Dom, this whole statement of it, the declarative statement, like, yeah, you know, I'm with Rhea. Like, if he was going to be a face, I think he would have done it at a pay-per-view. And he's such a mega heel. Everybody hates him so much that like it would work out so well to just keep him. He might end up being with like a female valet or some form of that throughout his whole career, like, or at least for like the good part of his career. I could totally see something like that. Like Eddie did that for a little bit. Like I could see him like leveraging that relationship. And that's like every hate, because he's got so much. He's like nuclear. He's got almost main event level, probably main event level. He's done it. He's been on Raw main events, like main event level heat. To turn him face just doesn't seem right. I think he might. Yeah. I think it might happen.
Oh no, I don't. I know. The part of me that loves love, like I'm standing out for like kids. But no, I think something there obviously is gonna be shenanigans happening. Someone's turning on someone. Rhea's gonna get hurt in more ways than one.
So Steven's correcting us. Femme fatale equals a deadly woman English. There we go. All right, I got it right. That's a big win for me on this one. Winner.
No one.
I don't know. It's not a joke, but it's close enough. I don't know. Well, I got one right. Femme fatale. I never really. That's tough. I don't know French. French? I think it's French.
Girl.
Ed said he got booed at his own wedding. So.
Well, Damian Priest was one of his groomsmen, and then started to boo chant. They all booed. And there's very cute. I don't know. They're very cute pictures of him and his wife, and I would be mad if I was his wife that he had to have the mullet at the wedding. Because all the pictures he looks like fucking Eddie.
I wonder if like she's got to deal with that every day. And the more I don't care. Well, I don't know. I think the mustache looks worse than the mullet.
I don't know. I'm keeping facial. I'd rather have you have facial hair than.
Nikki is all about
my sick obsession with facial hair.
She loves the facial hair.
It's been brought up on every show we've ever done ever. I'm obsessed with facial hair. I'm sorry.
I'm working on the layouts. Just working some kinks out for our SummerSlam special. We're trying to keep it going. And keep it interesting.
Okay.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Do it, girl.
But what do you all think about this match? Honestly, it's been just to touch on some other like it's been the best work. Talking about Nia Jax, another person like Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Best work of her career, right? Like she's been phenomenal, and I love this whole like she came in as like the whole Harley Quinn type deal. So like,
she was all like, oh, like when she's in the Riot Squad, she was like, oh, like, no, I don't think what she said. She was like, it wasn't like a teenager, but she was like, oh, what was it like?
yeah, she had a weird slogan. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was. For the life of me, I do not remember what it was.
Yeah, she is from New Jersey. Nick's neighbor taught her in school. Isn't that someone?
Yeah, my neighbor when I was living in Lincoln Park taught her in school.
She's from
We love us
Elmore
some Liv
Park.
Morgan because she's a Jersey girl, but I mean, with Liv, it's just
No, and it was like something. She was like, I remember Michael Cole saying it, and she's like, Liv describes herself as blah blah blah, and it was like not
someone saying in
adolescent.
the comments. No,
It was like she's. I don't think it's not childish. It's not obscene. It's not adolescent. She's.
we're gonna figure it out as soon as we go up air, and it's gonna be.
Then I will tell
If
you.
you
all
know the
on
word,
Monday.
put it in the comments below and let us know.
She was like, oh, and she just had like the blue tongue, like she was like George Animal Steel, and she was like, She had
Yeah,
the pigtails and the blue tongue, and she's like, and I can't think of the.
I can't think of it at all. I can't even visualize it. But I mean, the other element of this match that's interesting is, you know, Nikki said this for a while. Does she end up with Finn Balor?
I don't know. There's so many seeds of things happening. I don't. There's again. I'm predicting Liv to win, but I think there's so many twists and turns that can happen to get there. Is it Dom? Is it Finn? Like, is it JD? Is it the whole Judgment Day? Like, there's so many unknowns. I'm so interested to see how this plays out because I think Finn very much has something to do with this. Because the other week when he was like, oh, you know, Dom looked out, like in 30 seconds, it was like Liv Morgan standing there. And then he walked back and she's like, that's my cue, bye, Dirty Dom. And it's just like, there's something. And he took the key card. And it's like, there's so, or key card, what am I, Pokemon? Hotel key.
Key card? No, Pokemon don't go in key cards. What are they called?
No,
They're
you
like
have to get
Pokeballs.
the thing, you have to get the key. It's one of the Pokemon, and blue or red, you're in the thing and you have the key card that has to do the thing. Ask him, Amanda knows. Any whoosies, but like again, you took the hotel key. There's all the thing, like go over here, like help them win the tag belt. So you were alone in the clubhouse together, and Damian Priest's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, I told her to stop looking at Dom." And it's like, "Did you?"
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I could see it both ways because, to your point, like they could be like a power couple-ish together, but her and Dom could also be the same thing at a different level. And Finn's already been a world champion, so I don't know that.
Or it could be a plot twist, and Bobby's been right this whole time, but she runs away with Damian Priest.
Yes, Bobby Min has been right all the time. Yeah, she's going after Damian Priest
She wants a big boy.
because he's
Love
tall.
that man. Love that man.
I know. Bobby. I know. We'll see if Bobby makes an appearance tonight. You never know. You never know who's going to show up on the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. That's the key. So, also, as people are chiming in, this is a call-in show. We're going to open up the phone lines shortly as we get through. We've only got one more match to get through. But that being said, final prediction for this match, Nikki and I actually do, in fact, agree, once again, that Liv Morgan is going to win and end up on top. I don't know how. I think I believe Dom's going to be more involved. And I think this is Dom's turn more than it is like a Finn Balor coming in. I could see that potentially. Like there's an angle where I could see Finn Balor being on one side and Dom, and like this breaks up the Judgment Day. But ultimately, I think Judgment Day is breaking up. And I think Dom's the one now who turns because you can prolong his momentum.
Yeah.
He's got so much heat and so much like momentum that you could prolong that putting him with Liv, and they both do. Like, just let them be not the Edge and Lita, not world champion, but like because let's
you just want them to have a live sex celebration.
but let them do the things without the belt.
I think besides Punk Drew with Seth as ref, I think this is the most match I'm most excited about. I think those are my two that I'm like, what's gonna happen? And again, I don't know because like, does Priest Gunther dictate Liv Rhea, or does Liv Rhea dictate Priest Gunther? Because I think they have to be.
They're intertwined.
They're 100% intertwined. So
yeah, it's gonna be real interesting to see how that'll.
Honestly, because people were saying that this should main event. I think it should.
I think it should either open or well, it's not. Yeah,
it's not gonna main, but I'm thinking like as a storyline again with a belt, but the storyline going into this. If this was again 2002, like maybe this would be your main event. Again, I know Vincent didn't put women in the main event, but I'm like the storyline wise, this is your main event.
Yeah. I agree. Like, this has the most momentum.
I would love Triple H to put this on last.
This has the most momentum of
again, how many
aside from maybe the Drew Punk like storyline wise has a lot.
Not me now. Apparently, it's Cody.
Yeah, Cody Solo is me, which obviously process of elimination have been following along. It is. It should be main. I'm sad it's not main. All the craziness that would, because you know there's going to be shenanigans. You know someone's going to turn. Rhea's not going to win the belt, and then you have Liv holding the belt with whatever man is going to help her screw over Rhea. Yeah. That's your closing shot would be Mother Chef's kiss. It wouldn't, yeah. Like, but or it could open the show as like the big. Again, if you're not closing, you want to open. So would that be the opening thing, and then it dribbles into Priest Gunther? I don't. Bischoff says it's the best story right now. No. WWE. Oh, Bischoff. No. Eric Bischoff agrees. I don't know. I'm so intrigued with this match. Again, I think it's going to live, but I'm here for it. Again, if Rhea wins, I'm not going to be mad at it. But there's so much intrigue. There's so much twists and turns and yeah, I think ultimately her ability to be like, because Rhea still has the momentum. It's our first match back, just like Punk. There's a lot of first match back, Punk, Rhea. But like her first match back, she could still build up to the main event like scene. Well, she's in the main event, but like build up her momentum to the point where she's building gets the belt and gets that key, like that big pop, that moment, whether it's WrestleMania, probably WrestleMania, maybe. Bad Blood. Stop booking everything for Bad Blood because it's your birthday. God. Doing it. Wait for that go home showcase. Nikki Khan over here. Who are you signing for your Bad Blood? For your Bad Blood pay-per-view that'll come in as a mystery. Oh, you don't even know. I'm not giving spoilies. You have to show up to my birthday party to find out. Seriously, I don't know. Deal sometimes you're booking. We don't agree. We can never run a professional wrestling. Oh my god, we can barely run this household together. Yeah, it gets by. House is still standing. Through an earthquake, it's still standing. So, but what do you all think? You got Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. This has been the hottest in more ways than one story of the summer. I know, at least, right? Oh, God. She says October 50th. Is it October 50th? Unbelievable. Shameless self-plugs. First off, my birthday bash is next week, and we're talking about October. My birthday's cooler. Well, let's get this right. The birthday bash is next week. Yep, we did that. I did that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know. Next match. Let's go. Unbelievable. I'm just saying. You guys are booking your birthday bash. So, we get into our main event we all came for, in theory. Cody Rhodes defends the WWE Undisputed Championship against Solo Sikoa, the new head of the table. And I have a new. Oh my god! Now I get to do it. It's an early. Oh god! Level them up. No, I'll just do the one shot. Thank you for my early birthday gift, which is not in October, which is in next week. So we have a fun birthday bash going next week. But regardless, I digress. we have Cody Rhodes defending the title against Solo Sikoa, the new head of the table. In case you all didn't catch it, let's take a look at Solo's rise to head of the table. Solo Cody. Let's get into it. Nikki, what are your thoughts on this match and who you got?
Okay, so I don't know. I can't say head to heart here. So, like, my logical brain says, like, Cody obs. But then the other part of me was like, do you want Solo to win to watch the world burn? A little bit. But I am going Cody. I think Cody has to win. Right? Like, Cody has to win. But
they've done a lot to build him up.
And it makes, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off for 30 seconds. Because Nick does amazing about all his little videos and promoting the show and trying to get all our name out there. He did on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, like hashtag SummerSlam, and it's freaking Solo Sikoa's head comes up next to the hashtag.
Yeah, the hashtag, yeah, that was
He's
really
on
weird.
the poster. Again, maybe that doesn't mean anything. There's rumors that Zilla's in Cleveland. Rumors Hikuleo's coming.
Hikuleo has signed.
Well, Hikuleo signed, but it's just like there's something insane. And again, they took out Randy, they took out KO. Does something crazy happen and he wins? Again,
The world could burn. Like, if anyone, like, we wanted to see him complete his story, right? But what if the second half of the story is him? Like, what if it's him as like we talking about like Captain America type deal? Like, what if the second half of the story for Cody is him dealing with the next heir of the bloodline? You know what I mean? Like the story, like we talk about like how WWE is opening with a Marvel cinematic opening to their then, now, forever. That's a Marvel opening. And everything with Marvel now is the multiverse of everything that's going on and the derivatives of of the family lines and everything else. Could this be the next phase of like him moving on? Like, I don't know. He could very well like who needs it more? I mean, Cody chasing is
again a baby chasing after the heel. I don't know. Oh my god! Like in my brain.
Yes, Ed is Cody the anchor character. He is the anchor character.
Oh my god! I know. Oh, it's so marvelly. But I don't know. Like my brain's like Cody's not losing to Solo. Like when you write it out in a sentence, does Cody lose to Solo Sikoa? Like no. Like it's Cody motherfucking Rhodes and Solo's. I don't want to say green because I think that's unfair, but still learning, still new, still doing all his things. But them taking out Randy, them taking out KO, them beating him up, him and it's the 2.0. It's just like, it's so intriguing.
He is. So what's interesting about this whole feud is that, I said this last week, is that like Jacob Fatu, and you can see it in this photo, is like Jacob Fatu has been kind of the unsung hero of it. It's almost like Jacob Fatu is the one who's challenging Cody Rhodes because he's beat him up so much. He did the splash off the top rope to him. He was part of the power bomb that put him through the table. Like, I get the idea of having your own like assassins and your own group, but what I think is interesting is that like he's had everyone else do everything for him, and he's just they've had this destruction all along the way. I don't know. It would be interesting to see if like maybe because Roman, remember Roman didn't defend it every week, so maybe that like as a even moving forward to him as potentially if it went to that as champion, like he could be like, well, the precedence has been set with Roman, like I can do whatever I want in the bloodline. And you see with how they are with Nick Aldis, like you got your match, all right, Jacob, it could be subbed in, I don't care. Like they run everything, so it would be an interesting dynamic to this whole feud.
Yeah, I don't. And Lisa kind of put up a good point, and kind of what I said with Punk. Like, is he gonna lose his first thing? Like, is Solo going to lose his first match when he's like dumped himself at the head of the table? I know everyone's saying that like Roman should come back. I want to wait for Bad Blood. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if it's too early to have Roman come back. Like, is he gonna cost?
So you
it,
said it.
Or is it one of those things that something happens, like Hikuleo, Zilla, Jacob, whoever, like, or something
like
happens,
defends Cody?
Or no, I'm saying that like it's not saying that like Solo will get the win but not the belt. Like, does some shenanigans happens, or just you straight up just DQ?
No, yeah, I don't think there's a way you could have Solo win by like what, DQ? Like how could you like? I don't think you could do that.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of
Cody's too much of a like cornbread like white bread baby face, like from like not
very true.
80 late 80s early 90s, like what we grew up with. Like
I don't. If Cody's going to win, he cannot win clean. Then what's going to happen? Because again, what Lisa, you don't want if you're building up Solo, and we're thinking Survivor Series is going to be new bloodline versus original bloodline. Then you really can't have. I don't know. Can you have them? Like I feel like, do they both themselves in the corner?
Good question, Lisa.
Solo can't lose. That's what I'm saying. Like Solo can't lose, but Cody also shouldn't lose. So what shenanigans is going to happen for them to lose? And then it's like, is this your main event of SummerSlam? And there's some messed up finish.
Well, the other thing is, so another person is, does Jimmy Uso return? He's been gone for a while. Like maybe if Roman Reigns doesn't show up, the next person that has any beef with Solo potentially is Jimmy Uso. He got kicked out of the bloodline.
And then did something happen, then Jay has to come and save him. Because again, I think that's the thing. It's gonna be Roman, Uso, Sami at Survivor Series versus Solo, the Tongans, and Jacob.
Yeah, because again, Jay Uso has as much momentum as anyone going in WrestleMania, and he has no match. So, SummerSlam.
Yeah, which is this?
Hot WrestleMania. Lady
Simon Miller. He doesn't have a match. So that's why I think he's going to be injured. Something's gonna happen. Something's happening in this match. And does it favor Cody or Solo?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, my brain is like, it's Cody Mother flipping Rhodes. He's not going to lose. But I'm like, what if he does?
Like he can chase. He could 100% chase this belt, like he's been doing in his second run.
And ask a question. As of now, something might happen on SmackDown, but as of now, there's no stip. There's 7 matches on this card. They're all one-on-one matches. The only thing that has a stip is Seth Rollins being the special ref for Punk Drew.
This I 100% see being a bloodline rule.
So I don't know if there's going to be something happening tonight at a stip. Again, we have a 3-hour pre-show. Something can happen. But it's definitely very interesting. 7 matches, only 1 stip.
Yeah.
And they're all one-on-one matches.
Ed thinks Cody wins via DQ. I think it's going to be a bloodline rules match. I think they're going to find a way. because all this is in their pocket, so to speak. Not really in their pocket, but kind of like they bully him. And that's going to be the deal where it's going to be a Bloodline Rules match. And I think we're going to see WrestleMania Light in the sense that all those appearances like Undertaker, right? Who else came out? Who name is Cena? Like all, it's gonna be something similar to that, just on a smaller scale. Like I think it might actually be Jimmy Uso instead of Jey Uso this time. I don't even know who else. Maybe like Randy Orton potentially coming back after what happened to him to even the odds. It's gonna be a little bit lighter, not like as big in names, but something along those lines. That's kind of how I predict it. So ultimately, Nikki and I both agree, though.
It should be Cody, but good lord,
We got Cody
I want to
Rhodes in
watch
this
the world
match.
burn.
Like there's no stipulation on like he could come back and get another time. Like your first reign after you do all that doesn't have to be a year. He could have a year and a half reign after not winning the Rumble again. I don't need Cody Rhodes to win the Rumble third time.
He's
But
gonna
like,
take a year off and win again, like Stone Cold.
but like, I just could totally see, him coming back stronger than ever, and they're fine. They've spent so much. The marketing machine that's behind Cody Rhodes right now, like they could overcome it some way.
Yeah.
And like, look what they did with Daniel Bryan after all those years. Like that got over him. Like I think they've got things in this machine that's the WWE that can move it in a whole other level if he loses.
To backtrack and kind of what was brought up, I don't want to see Roman yet. I know we talked about this before. Like, I want to see Hikuleo or whatever he's small, tall, medium man, or Zilla. Like, I'd rather see one of them. I think it's a little too early. If the goal is Survivor Series, then he shouldn't show up at SummerSlam. That's August to November is a long time. Oh, you know where he should show up at? Bad Blood. All right, well then you're uninvited to my birthday party.
I live here. You can't uninvite me.
Kick you out wherever I want.
It's like kicking out a resident. I will squat if I have to.
Nope.
But what do you all think? Who do you got for this match? Solo or Cody? We want to hear from you all. Ed, let's see. He gets jumped by Zillatala and Smaller.
Yeah, and I was like, that's why I said tall, medium, large.
Yeah.
Dante, grande.
Medium, extra grande. No, nothing come out. Some more light. But whatever all you, let us know who you got in this match. If you're new here, hit the old like and subscribe button. We call it. I know, we haven't done it in a while. Let's do it. Hit the old Samoan spike on the light. So it's been an interesting one. Like, we disagree. So just to kind of go over it all, let's recap. It's been a long one. If you've been with us since the beginning, we thank you. Here's our recap of picks. So we both got Cody.
Yep.
We both got Liv Morgan,
Yep. Yep.
Braun Breaker. We differ on Drew CM Punk. We agree on Gunther. We differ on Bayley Nia. And we differ on Logan LA Knight. So
It's gonna be interesting.
So Sunday when we come back for the recap show, Sunday at 6 Eastern, whatever that is for you all, it's going to be an interesting. We will have a champion because there's been three different opinions. So we will have a new champion, or I will retain. There won't be a new champion. Let's be honest. I will retain.
I don't remember dubbing you or crowning you champion of anything.
I'm champion.
Yeah, but I'm the captain, so
Whatever.
rank.
You could argue what ranks higher, but I'm the champion. I digress. Unbelievable. Let's get through some comments and then. That's a good one. Salad Tonga. Salad Tonga. I like that, Steven. And then Ed wants to know if the salad has croutons.
I mean, that's the only salad I wanted.
Touche.
Oh, Lord.
We love our bloodline here. So SummerSlam. Nikki, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Oh gosh. Are you ready to open up the phone lines?
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right. So, Nikki asked that I play it again because she likes the phone tone so much. And because happy wife, happy life deal, I will play it once again. And she's still not back. So we tried to buy time, didn't work out. So this is what happens when Nikki doesn't do things on time and prepare. But it's a SummerSlam special, so we move on and we just keep it going. That being said, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. All right. So he's a regular. Oh, Nikki, we'll bring you back in. Sorry. Forgot about that.
Sorry.
Hey.
I'm here.
Oh, hello.
I never left.
She never left. Anyway.
What is happening?
I digress. So
Clearly.
let's bring him in. He's a regular on this show. And when you're a regular, we do things a little bit special. And I told you I had some surprises.
Oh, God. Help us all.
Well, actually, no, let's go back. Because last week, again, as a regular, you get special privileges. Twists and turns, yeah. I'm just throwing out a bunch of stuff. You get a lot of special privileges. So, new entrance theme. Ladies and gentlemen, say his name and he appears. He's our resident stat guy.
Steven?
I'm a scat man. I'm a scat man.
Steven!
You know, I'm gonna have to start actually coming up with some stats now.
I know. Well, you correct us on the whole stat deal, so you keep us in line, and we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I will do my best.
Steve, I want you to know that after last week, there was a lot of things that were said, and this show kind of changed a little bit. So we appreciate your new intro, and that intro will stick. But we said we had surprises. I made the 2.0 remix
I have not seen that.
of Steve's entrance, and this is the debut, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch live, you get the debut performance. This is only drops that happen on the show.
Oh, God. I've not
Ladies and
seen
gentlemen,
that.
the Steve 2.0.
Steven, I have not seen this.
Welcome back.
Oh.
Hey,
You
Steve.
have entirely too much time on your hands.
Seriously. Steven, Lord.
Listen.
No, I well played, sir. I deserve that one.
Listen, you have Nicole to blame for that one.
Me?
With all last week's foot garb. Oh,
Bring a footstep. I'm not going to beat either.
So if you're new to the show, last week we had the image of Liv Morgan up, and apparently there is someone with awful feet in the background that was very distracting, particularly for Steven.
Ugh.
It was, listen, making that video was probably arguably the highlight of my week. One of the highlights of my week. Definitely top 3.
I'm so sorry.
Steve, what are you drinking? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I've been hiding from my phone since about 8 o'clock this morning, pretending to be in a work meeting. Have I missed anything?
Oh, girl.
All right, just checking. There were a lot of pings and stuff.
I've been strategically left off that chain, and I think what happened, they're very lucky that I'm not on that chain.
These are fun fantasy
but
football.
We are going to change gears, Steven, so give me something wrestling, please.
Yes, I was just playing. Okay.
Talk tomorrow.
I think the only guarantee for tomorrow now is that the U.S. title match is now going to be under a minute.
I could. I know when I thought about changing my pick. I was so close to changing my pick because of that reason. I was like, oh, the PR is gonna be so bad.
Yeah. Maybe they can't get rid of the Prime sponsorship, but they can get the belt off of him and make him go sit in the corner for a while. So.
Well, I mean, you kind of knew you'd get that with him too.
Yeah, I thought LA Knight was going to win anyway, but now it's, I'm convinced that that's the opening match, and it'll be done in less than 60 seconds, in and out onto the next match.
Yeah, it could very well be. I mean, I don't know. I think they're both two good performers, and probably the amount of money that they're paying Logan, they're going to get at least 10 minutes out of him, or 7, probably 7, more like 7.
Yeah, I don't know if a squash match or something happening again, I'm worried about like LA Knight. Like that's going to make him look good either.
Yeah, like
do you think there's like a surprise roll up 1, 2, 3? Like, ugh.
No, I think he just blindsides him and just completely squashes him. Finish maneuver and all. Yeah.
Could be. I mean, there's going to be, the thing about there's always going to be one. There's always going to be like one squash match that we didn't see coming. I feel like relatively
like a John Cena Brock SummerSlam.
Yeah, like something. Yeah.
Plus City bitch.
Well, I'm thinking,
That was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But like it's just like every like major like PLA. Like, I feel like you're gonna see some sort of squash match at some point in time. Like just because there's only so much time you can throw on there.
I mean, they can on the fly fill in the time with maybe Jelly Roll can do an extra song, or the Miz can do another skit with R-Truth, or the Wyatt group's not on the card at all, so maybe they can do something. I mean, there's certainly options.
For sure. Steve, what else are you thinking?
Let's see. Just going through the matches I'm noticing that there's, out of 7 matches, there's only 1 match that isn't for a title.
Yeah,
which I think is pretty cool. And then there's 2 title matches tonight.
Yeah, like you don't. It's interesting, but like I guess if you're gonna which leads me to believe that tonight with the Tongans, whatever they're calling them, the Bloodline 2.0, like that they might. I think they're gonna win, because I think they could win tonight and lose, and like have Solo look so strong going into the pay-per-view with the tag champs around him, and then lose because Cody's gonna take a beating from this whole group before something happens. Like there's 100% a beating coming Cody's way. That's like I said, like it's WWE, it's WrestleMania light. He's going to get a beat down from this group, and That's what's interesting. Like, yeah, there's rumors that Zilla is in Cleveland, and like Hikaleo's already been signed. I feel like there's so many more iterations of this group that could still happen.
There is exactly, and I think now, once this is over, you have 3 months to Survivor Series, and I think tomorrow is going to be the beginning of setting up for Bloodline Civil War at War Games. So I think Cody's going to keep the belt, and you're going to see the return, not just the return of Roman, but the return of Jimmy. And Sami will get involved. That's why. That's the main reason I think Sami's going to lose tomorrow too. Is it frees him up from having to worry about defending the belt, so he can join the original Bloodline again.
Yeah.
And start setting that up for a nice storyline for the next 3 months.
No, that's fair. Yeah. I guess he is like, because there was rumors, like everyone kind of knew that this was coming towards Survivor Series, right? Like the War Games, Bloodline Civil War, but like no one knew what the iteration of it would be. And I still think, like ultimately they're probably going to go back to the original 3 and Sami of the Bloodline and this group that Solo's put together. It just makes the most sense. So yeah, to your point, that's why I agree. I think Bron's taking the title, and it does free up Sami to eventually somehow get in. What's weird is that, like, again, Sami's on Raw. Well, so is Jimmy or Jay. Sorry. So.
Well, you just said, because I was like, oh, he should challenge for that belt, and you're like, oh, we can just do it.
Well, you can trade him. You can trade him, but like
Jay wound up on Monday Night Raw because of Cody anyway, and then Cody went to SmackDown 2 months later.
Yeah, I guess.
But also.
Okay.
No, but also remember, Roman's a free agent, not affiliated with either brand right now. He can go back and forth.
True.
He was not drafted
between the shows,
which it also could build up over the course. Like that's why I don't think Jay gets involved tomorrow. I think Jay is going to be held off tomorrow, and Jimmy is tomorrow. And you build up. Jimmy comes back to do something, and maybe it's Jimmy and Randy, and then ultimately, I don't think I know it probably could be Roman, but like I could see it being Jimmy, and then ultimately, like to your point, Roman's a free agent. He can come to Raw and start recruiting, Jay, and start building that back up. Because you have it's November, but I think it's mid or late.
No,
November.
It's the 30th. It's late.
Yeah, so it's late November. So
and it's in Canada.
Exactly. You still have 3 months to build it up. Actually, more than 3 months, almost 4 months now, because the pay-per-view tomorrow. So you have almost 4 months to build that up, where each month you should be integrating, like Jimmy is the first one, right? Because he's the tag team guy, he's the mid-card guy. Then you move along, to eventually Roman come back, and then bringing Jay along, and that's your 3, and then Sami kind of gets involved, whatever it is. Or maybe it's Jimmy and Sami, or Jay and Sami, because they're both on Raw. That's the tag team, and Jimmy somehow completes it. It's going to be interesting, but that makes sense to build up the stardom of all of them. That's the easiest way, is one at a time,
Yes, exactly. And then Cody moves on from there, because I don't think Cody's going to be involved in that after tomorrow. I think he moves on to Orton.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So, Steve, what else you got before we let you go?
Nothing. It's going to be a good card. It wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of last minute unannounced match. I mean, look at who they don't have on the card right now. They don't have the Wyatts. They don't have Jay. I know Bianca and Jade are going tonight, and oh yeah. I think it's for certain that Tiffany is going to cash in regardless of who wins the Bayley Nia match.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're thinking she's cashing in now and not waiting.
And also, well, yeah, I know, Drew cashed in right away, so this would be the only, carrying around the briefcase storyline they had. They probably don't want both of them to be gone quickly. I could see that happening, but no, I think she's cashing in tomorrow. And also, one last thing, I think this is going to be the final one-night SummerSlam. I know they announced a two-nighter for 2 years from now, but I think actually starting next year, wherever it is, they're going to go to 2 nights, because this has become almost as big as WrestleMania now, and it probably would be best to just go to 2 nights at the earliest opportunity, not even wait for what is it, Minnesota in 2 years, they said already. Yeah, just do it. Just do it next year.
No, great point. Steve, well put. Pleasure as always. You, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies.
It's cut off. And one more time for the ladies. And we're back.
I really had no idea that you were humming that for
days.
For days.
No, it's catchy as hell. Thank you, Scatman John.
Steve.
So we got time because we went long, and so unfortunately we can't get to all the callers. So we will cut it short. One more caller, one more regular. Because when you're a regular, you get special privileges on the show. And you also get your own intro. One more surprise. One more surprise. Ladies and gentlemen. Hey, stop it. Stop. Calm yourself down.
You almost said tip.
I said calm yourself down.
You almost said tip. Play it. I'm intrigued.
But ladies and gentlemen, he comes to us with a number of different takes. 2 letters spell his name. And we want to know what he's thinking and what he's drinking. Ed.
What's in your head? In your head?
Ed, babe, I have no idea.
One more time for the ladies.
What's in your head? In your head?
Oh my god.
Ed, welcome in.
Oh man, I didn't think anything could beat Steve's intro there, but me looking like the that vegan meme, you haven't told anybody you're vegan in 4 seconds, and the guy's like, it's pretty good. It's good.
Oh my god.
What you put on the internet lasts forever.
Hey
And
man,
on this show, it becomes part of the show.
man, where is that from? Like, where did you crop that? Like, I don't even remember that. I have questions.
My sources, it's so great. One more time. One more time. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
What's in your head? In your head?
That's pretty good.
Nicole literally just asked me during this video how I got the Cranberries to sing Darby.
No, I'm done.
Please. Just,
Yeah, it's not Chris Jericho that's the necromancer now. Nick
I am
is actually a
so
necromancer.
I
I am. Listen, the Undertaker's got nothing on me. Paul Bearer
Bringing her back from the dead, man.
don't want to say with my heart. And I love you. I hope this. I don't even know. Just say a word now.
Just said you weren't able to get to,
I told you all regulars were going to getting intros.
I dig
You
it. That's
didn't
really
believe
funny.
me. You didn't believe me.
Why didn't you believe me?
You thought I was joking, but I was serious.
No, I dig it. It's great, man.
Regardless, Ed, what are you thinking? What are you drinking?
Oh, so I'm drinking nothing special. I got a gallon of water sitting next to me. It's like 95 degrees out here in Jersey. I've been running around outside all day. It's not a good time. Trying to stay hydrated. What am I thinking? Honestly, you guys covered a lot. You guys want to talk about some fun rumors, maybe? Huh? Maybe Adam Cole Bebe is single now. He's moving back to PA by himself.
Wait.
Shut your dirty hermit.
Yeah. You guys didn't see this?
No, I know. Britt got suspended whenever she got with MJF. I didn't realize her and Cole
weren't they married?
No.
No. So they had a place in Florida. They have had a place in Florida. I don't know. I'm not them. I don't know. But yeah, he I don't know if it was on Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter, or if it was on Twitch or what. But he put out a thing and was like, "Yeah, sorry, I haven't streamed in a while. I'm moving back." He's like, "I'm moving to PA by myself." So I don't know if that means that he's moving by himself, as in he's physically like just doing the move himself, and like Britt's going with him, or if he's moving out by himself.
What's interesting, just he's from Florida and she's from PA.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought she was from like Pittsburgh and he's from PA.
Yeah, so for him being from Florida and moving to, you said he was moving to PA.
Well,
Or maybe it's the other way around.
Steve says because he didn't floss.
But yeah, because it's the Panama City Sunrise and it's Britsburg.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. So maybe it's the other way around. Maybe he's moving back to Florida.
Ed,
I have no idea.
Ed, you little drama stir.
Honestly, when we rewatched the Triple H HBK match from 2002, it's just like, oh my god, like Adam Cole looks like a young HBK so hard.
Does he? Like I feel like Adam Cole is like the HBK you get off of like Wish or like Temu.
Yeah, he's the.
And I like Adam Cole. Yeah, I like Adam Cole, but he's like he's
Shawn Michaels.
He's not HBK, but you look some of the faces and you look at them and like
maybe.
Like
I don't know. I mean, I only say maybe because like, you know, HBK walked around at like what 225. So seeing you know, and Adam Cole's like, I mean, I probably weigh more than Adam Cole right now. You know, and Adam Cole's a very a very tall 6 foot. So you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's listed as a lightweight in one of our 2K games. You can't.
Yeah. No, and yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, he's billed at I think 6 foot, but he's actually or 5'9", but he's actually like 5'6" or something. Like he's a tiny dude.
I could totally say it.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like Adam Cole. It's one of those I never really understood the like a lot of the old guys being like, oh, they're too small, they'll never draw money, and now like we have an influx of like smaller indie dudes that are just these smaller, pale indie dudes that like aren't in the best shape, and it's like, yeah, I get it now. I don't believe that this guy would like murder the other dude. Like look at Punk standing next to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Like Drew looks like he should rip him in two. Like I'm excited for that match. Don't get me wrong.
Kevin Nash mentality. Kevin Nash was always about like this guy looks like a chef from whatever, like McDonald's, and he's like
looks like a Waffle House line cook.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not wrong. You guys have seen The Bear, like.
Girl, oh.
Dude.
Trigger me so hard. But anywhoosies.
Ed, what else you got for us?
Oh, what about that Shane McMahon Tony Khan picture? That was a fun one. You guys see that? Where they both were looking at the camera like they got caught with their hands in the cookie jar.
Supposedly that was taken by Mercedes Moné.
What?
That's the rumors I've been reading. I don't know, but they're saying that, yeah, like in that the rumors are that he's going to sign a deal. He's going to be an authority figure in AEW. He's going to be the guy. Oops, sorry, that was the wine bottle. He's going to be the guy to replace Christopher Daniels.
Why was Daniels there in the first place? Like,
to do
why does Shane McMahon care about AEW? Like, why would he be the guy to like? No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling in general because it's a very AEW thing to do. That they would just have like new authority figure and he's defending the company. Why would Shane McMahon give a shit about AEW?
He was going to be the fourth man in Blood and Guts.
He was gonna dive off the blood and guts cell
Yeah,
or
for
whatever we're calling it.
TAEW. Honestly, dude, I'm telling you right now, this is gonna happen. I'm calling this right now on August.
Best
2nd.
in the world, Shane McMahon, AEW forever. Sorry, go ahead.
Blood and guts at some point in time. Not like I don't think in this calendar year he's gonna sign, and at some point in time, 2025, he's gonna be the authority figure, and then he's gonna get to the point where he's gonna be like the fourth member in the blood and guts match to do that spot. 100%. I'm
Too old, man. I don't want to. He's in his 50s. I don't want to see him dive off his shit anymore.
His dad did it for like 70. He's gonna do it.
I mean, listen, I have feelings about his dad, but it's also like I give the dude props for being in his mid 70s and just like looking at Gronk and just being like, "Oh, you won't dive off this balcony?" And then he does, and then just looks at him and shrugs. He's just like, "Who cares?" Like the footage of him doing the Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12 entrance, just to be like, "It's not that scary. Watch this shit." Is crazy.
Some people just are wired differently in general.
Well, if allegations are to be believed, he's wired very differently.
Yeah, seriously. But in general, like some of the I meant wrestlers and the stunts that they do, not necessarily.
Again, like with Solo, like, do I want Shane to come out and like, here goes the money, and he does this fucking little twirl? Like, do I want to watch it burn? Yes, I do. I would fucking watch the shit out of that. Do I guess like best of the world? Like, he won the trophy. He's the greatest wrestler of all time. My part of my brain was like, yes, let's burn it down. The other part of me,
yes, queen.
Have a responsible other company. Like, everyone wants a job. Let's do a thing. I'm like, what? But you're Tony Khan. Do you want a McMahon? If you Google McMahon, all the goddamn crap that comes up. Like, do you want that in your company?
No, he doesn't care.
Exactly, he doesn't care.
He's got a big new shiny toy that he watched when he was little.
Oh gosh.
It's one of the biggest, shiniest toys.
Where's Pete Gas? Like, let's do this.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Back. Let's do it.
I want Kurt Angle to duplex into glass.
Yeah, real glass. Crimea River.
Like,
oh
my god. Oh, it's gross, but I don't want it, but I want it, but I don't want it.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't want them to do that because it's like, it's dumb, right? There's it's just another reason to be like, why would I watch this show? Especially, you're going to hire Harvey Weinstein. You're going to hire the pro wrestling equivalent of Harvey Weinstein Jr. Like, does he not remember he said that? Like,
probably not.
So like it's dumb, right? It's just a really stupid thing. But I agree with you. Do I want to peek it on the timeline where he does? Hell yeah. Buy the rights to the song. I want to hear "Here Comes the Money" and watch Shane at 50 plus dive off a cell onto the Young Bucks. Hell no. Take a Canadian destroyer off the top of the cell. He'll do it. It's awesome. I'm here for it.
Exactly.
Shoot him with a flamethrower. Look, honestly, have Shane McMahon shoot a flamethrower at Darby Allin. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Oh god.
We know you are.
I know. We know you love Darby. There, he did it. He did it. Ed, before we go, any last thoughts on SummerSlam or anything before we go?
Yeah, I think Cody's. I think the Bloodline's gonna throw Cody a beating. That's the only way I see it ending. Because I was gonna add, the first thing out of my mouth was going to be, how do you end that main event? I don't know, but if there's no stip, DQ. You get small Tonga, tall Tonga, the medium-sized Mang, the truck Mang, the hit Mang. Get everybody.
Everybody's gonna be involved. It's gonna be insanity.
Does it end?
You had to get on a flight to Cleveland.
I will be involved in the match. I might be.
Ooh, I can't wait for Nick Ronan.
I am Wheelatonga. There's Wheelatonga, small Tonga, medium Tonga.
Here comes Hikalu. Wait.
Candy Capileo.
I'm done. I'm cutting myself off. Get me out of this bar.
Ed, stay in your spot. Do it.
Oh, yeah. Darby Allin sucks. You already know.
And on that note, we send him off the only way we can send him off from now on.
not see this. Oh, my sides hurt.
This is the surprises we bring
my
for the
sides hurt.
SummerSlam special.
Oh, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, we made it almost 2 hours. And if you made it through, thank you.
Good Lord. Thank you.
But we appreciate you. Hit the old like and subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you all. We hope you enjoy SmackDown. And we bleed over into SmackDown.
Take your
But-
kids out, take your dogs out, take yourself out, get a snack.
Exactly. We will see you back here Sunday at 6 to recap everything that happened on SummerSlam. So, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to go home.
But you cannot stay here. Goodbye.